Hi everyone, Billie here from Show and Tell Knitting. Just returned home from Vogue Knitting Live 2026. I have a lot of footage, a lot of still shots of fashion shows and interviews with a couple of vendors and just overall pictures of the aisles and the goings on at this year's event. If you've never been, this will give you a pretty good idea of what it is in case you want to fly into New York next year. If you're local, what's stopping you from going? It's at the Marriott Marquis in Times Square, really centrally located, good public transportation can bring you right there. Anyway, I want to shout out to my friends at Nabavian for providing me with some footage that they took on Friday night when we were there together. I met a lot of new vendors this year. And there's some really beautiful yarns out there and beautiful colorways. So I'll share with you now whatever I can. There might be some discount codes, so try and stay through to the end.
Video content of you, Billie, going up to the show.
Yeah. I guarantee you on Instagram. Oh, that's what you didn't want to throw back.
Okay, so we do most all of the colors and all of the bases except for the yak. We have special colors for the yak. And then the fuzzy yak is going to only be this gray color. And I think everything else, we do all of the colors. And these are all of our signature colors that we have back in our studio. And yeah, thanks. Yeah, of course.
We're always hungry. Always. Medium rare.
No, I don't, because they have different sizes.
Oh my goodness! I've got you set up for a little while. Oh. You look so cute too. You look adorable.
No one, shame on all of you, no one has ever given me
Get me a swift.
We had a customer come through. She has a little crown on, and it's her 83rd birthday. I said, pick what you want. It's free. It's your
Where
birthday.
are you from? What planet did you fall down from?
Houston. I'm from Houston. And all my friends are from Texas that are with me. We drove up 3 days.
So this is Victoria of My Fine Yarn, and she's going to tell us about her booth. It's her first time at VKL.
Yes.
Take
So
it away.
one of the things we did was my 3 best-selling yarns all went out of production. So we ended up finding a mill in Texas near San Antonio, and we're milling our own yarns now. So they're over here. It's called Texian Yarns. A Texian helped fight for the independence.
It's merino.
This is alpaca, cashmere, and silk. So alpaca
Ooh.
elongates, silk and cashmere make it behave. And it's soft. It's done in colors that can be worn. You know, we're not trying to match it to an avocado. Yeah. So these are all of those, and those are the natural alpaca colors. So our alpaca comes from 2 different ranches in Texas, and you grade alpaca based on the length of the fiber and the thickness of the fiber.
So that's micron,
Yeah, so this is royal alpaca. It's the thinnest, longest,
which is how many microns?
like 18.
Okay. 'Cause
Maybe a
people
little
may wanna
less.
know that. Some of
Yeah.
the geeks out there.
Yes, they're very small. Then we did camel, and we're doing camel and silk. And the camel is right behind you. And my daughter is our dye mistress. And so she's come up with glazing. And glazing is where you get the natural color of the yarn peeking through the dye. And that way you get kind of a full, rich color to be able to wear.
The colors are so different.
They're different, and
Good
it's
for
so
her.
soft. Yeah, this is Surrey alpaca and silk. And we hate working with that, but yeah, and then these are our natural alpaca colors before they're dyed.
Wait,
And so we carry a whole line of,
come back here a second.
that's natural colored camel.
Is this lace weight?
That's lace weight.
I don't think I have ever seen anyone at VKL presenting a line of lace weight.
Yeah, that whole row is lace weight, and we'll have more. This is really our debut for our yarns, and so we had trouble getting enough dyed up of each kind.
So $38 retail.
Yeah,
You have a website, I presume?
myfineyarn.com.
Okay, so people, you can shop there,
Yeah.
myfineyarn.com.
And I treat it more like a concierge service. Email me, call me, tell me what you want. I will send you photos of what I have. And that way you're not just picking a color off of a color block on the website.
Great.
And
Let's
I
look at
take
the-
returns.
Let's look at the carpet bags, because those...
Oh, okay. Well, there's one other yarn that we're doing. This is a heritage yarn.
No, not exactly.
It's close, yeah. It's, again, it has a cashmere and silk. We have...
Native and at-risk wool. What does that
we
mean?
have endangered sheep all over the country, but in Texas. So we're taking Gulf Coast native, which is an endangered sheep, Jacob and Tunis, and they get a little bit scratchy, so we're adding the cashmere and silk, and that way we're creating a market for those small herders, and the sheep will then be able to thrive more.
Oh,
And
wait,
it,
let me
yeah.
compose myself. That's a beautiful thing. Wow.
Marlin Farms Mill is the family mill that we work with, and they started the American Fleece Buyers Association, and it's for small herders to be able to donate their fleece and get a tax write-off. I will buy the yarn, she'll make it up for me, I buy it from them. They use that money then to go back to grants to the small herders for feed and fencing and bedding and whatever they might need.
So it's all milled in the U.S.
Right. The only thing is that I get my cashmere from Ladakh, India, and that's where the goats all live above 16,000 feet, and they live off of the water from the glaciers at the top of the mountains. And so it's called glacier cashmere, And it's a charity that's a co-op, and so the whole village lives off of that. And it comes from the online magazine called Wild Fibers. They helped start Penang Craft Arts in Ladakh, so that's where I get my cashmere. And my silk is a very similar situation farther east in India in the foothills of the Himalayas. And it's Eri silk, E-R-I silk. And again, it's a co-op. The village lives off of it. So what we're trying to do is take care of the communities, the traditions, the animals, good agriculture, sustainable stuff, and increase that part of the market.
Is it hard to bring it into the United States these days?
Yeah, the tariffs are killing me. The tariffs have doubled my costs, at least, sometimes tripled. And there's no reason for the tariffs on that. We can't grow silk here. We can't grow, 16,000 feet and above cashmere. I also sell yak and I sell straight camel, and you can't get that in the United States. So we're basically being punished for wanting the really finest in our country. But we mill it here, or in the world, that's right, So that's what our heritage blend is. So our signature blend is our alpaca, and our Brazos Valley blend is the camel, and then we have our heritage blend. Let's go over to the bags. There's some of them here on the floor.
I just love these.
These are Mary Poppins bags. I sell them for $190. They're more expensive online. I have a blue one like this that's 10 years old. It's been thrown in the back of my pickup and on the floors under restaurants.
But you have to see the inside. I was here last night peeking in.
Were you? They're so much fun.
Inside the zipper, there's a little teeny tiny zipper. Can you see that? Right in here. And that's a very shallow pocket. It's only like 1 inch deep. So if you have stitch markers, you don't have to go fishing around in the bottom of the bag. And you'll easily find them because it's inside that zipper. And then there's all these pockets on both sides, left and right. So it's really beautifully constructed. I'm assuming this is leather?
That's leather, yes. Those are made in San Francisco.
Oh, more American.
I'm sure they're parts from China, but...
And feet, so important. When you put your bag down, this is not getting schmutz from the sidewalk or the subway floor. It's on these feet. Love it. Worth the money.
Yeah, great colors, a lot of fun. They're selling well here in New York.
They are a showstopper.
They're fun. They're fun. Come on over and see my Canadian yarn. So this is Ancient Arts. They have a great website, but they're from Calgary. This particular line is their nettle.
One of their yarns is in this shawl.
Is it? Oh, that's great. That shawl's gorgeous.
I forget which one it is, but one of these is Ancient Arts.
Ancient Arts.
There are 3 yarns in there.
They do, if you look up there is my Manx Lockton. He's a sheep that was endangered, and Ancient Arts is one of the only companies that buys their yarn, dyes it, and sells it. So they're on the recovery list now, and they're starting to have Manx Lockton shows in the UK and Scotland, but they're from the Isle of Man, and we're nearly extinct. And so then we have the Himalayan nettle. It's like our stinging nettle, but it grows huge. It's the only vegetable fiber with a hollow down the middle. So it's thermoregulating, it's soft, it washes well. It's a great one. This is mixed with merino.
I thought I saw a little nettle in somebody's yarn last
night.
It's a little circular thing with spikes coming out all
around.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had never seen it in any of the yarn that I purchased, but that was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
To see.
I don't know if you have stinging nettle here in New York. We have it everywhere in Texas.
I have no idea.
It's a little leafy thing that gives you itches.
They're really beautiful.
Behind you is my Eula and Leah. This is, again, another co-op. They're in Mongolia, and it's a co-op of herders. And all the animals are wild. It preserves the Mongolian herding lifestyle. They bring the animals in, and they take care of them and brush them, and then they release them again. So we have yak and camel and some of the world's finest cashmere. And like this cashmere is a natural cashmere color. It's just gorgeous. It's soft. And they recommend that you bloom this yarn. I don't know if you've ever heard of blooming a yarn, but you put it in very hot water. You release the hank. I use boiling water, but you can just use very hot water. And you put a slight amount of Dawn dish soap in it. When it's cool enough that you can scrunch it through, do that. Rinse it, and I put a little bit of a fabric softener in. It makes the yarn fluff up and bloom, and then you make your object or your piece, and it's so soft.
So in other words, swatch, do the bloom thing, then take your gauge from that.
Yeah, bloom it, then swatch it.
Change a lot.
Yes, exactly.
Beautiful.
And we do that with any undyed natural yarn. Is you want to have it bloom.
Up next, we have the Persian poppy sweater, also paired with a poppy scarf by Erin Lee Campbell. This is also using an assortment of yarns. Oh, the colors. Yes, come on, flow the scarf, throw it behind your shoulder.
If you don't know how to knit without looking at your project, just practice sitting there. You can close your eyes and just knit. And once you can kind of get in that rhythm, I mean, obviously that's like in a part of a project where it's a little bit easier. But yeah, I think walking and knitting, there's something really magical about that.
Yeah, we love to stay in touch using voice notes. And it's funny, if I try to leave one at home while I'm sitting, I forget what I'm saying constantly. But the second I start walking, it's like my brain's attached.
Yeah.
And it starts turning over.
Yeah.
And all my thoughts flow a little too easily. I'm like, sorry, that's good. Here's your daily podcast from me. But I feel that way about my knitting, where there's that rhythm of it. And I think a lot of us feel it. I've always heard from so many people, and even a lot of knitwear designers who were in medical or law school, and they picked up knitting to deal with the stress of school.
Yeah.
Because it's so meditative.
Yeah.
And so it's this way that I think it gives us a little calm in the storm of life, and it helps us process things.
Yeah.
Set made by Ludmilla, also a famous Brazilian artisan. This set is made with our new yarn here in the US called Encanto Slim. Encanto Slim is a yarn, is a fingering yarn.
Very elegant silhouette, I think. Just a sophisticated piece, fashion forward, beautiful. This one shaped so much movement. What yarn is this?
This is our Encanto Slim, our viscose from eucalyptus.
Oh my gosh, this is a dress mounted with fringes and Encanto, handmade.
Also Encanto Slim. As you can see, Encanto Slim has a wonderful drape. And yeah, this was made with Encanto Slim too. Same yarn.
So it's a crochet piece with a light contemporary aesthetic. Wrapped with Encanto yarn at the base, delivering delicacy, subtle.
Yes. This dress is made with N, our in-weave cotton yarn. The design is also by Schiaparelli.
Alright, so the pure wedding dress brings lightness, softness, and delicate finish to Instagram or your social media channels. Because you have t-shirts. You have a circular US. Much preparation into their stunning fashion show. Again, if you can please go and make sure to see Circle of Stitches on the 5th floor. Circulo is there. We'll be able to see Fernando if you have any questions at all. What's the number again? There's Circle of Stitches downstairs, do you know?
Yes, 5th floor.
Yes.
Circle of Stitches. We will be there. Me and Mariah will be there.
Okay. Thank you.
This is my favorite button vendor because she does vintage buttons. You can't even get near her booth. It's like packed. Enjoy them. You're all set. The other there was a gentleman there. Okay. Hang on. Take your, take your, no, I'm just asking you for good black flat. So, what I'm trying to think is that do you want something that it's going to be hard to find? Which
It's okay.
Got it. So, I know she has some trays with all the same buttons.
Let me see your sweater, Billie, that you're matching.
It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. The glass, there's some black and white glass. There's some black and white Victorian buttons. Would you go for something like this? Oh wait, I mean we need something bigger. And you want them all.
Okay, so here is Fried and Maple. So our leather products is made in Ukraine. So our signature products is like the needle binder or crochet binder, which is here. So here is the needle binder. So it's according to which set of needles you have. Then you can customize the storage. So you can have like a tab here, indicate which size of needles you have, and then there's a pocket under to store your cables, and then this is a full set of ChiaoGoo that you can have one page to store all the needles, and then this is a project page. It's go with your project. You just grab whatever you need for the project, and then you can just take it out and put inside your project bag and go with you. So yeah, this is our needle binder.
And what is the retail price of such a thing?
Is $195 USD if you buy online. Yes. So we have a US warehouse. You won't get the tariff or shipping. It's all included. Yeah.
Important. All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you all for coming out. This was really a love of labor of love. I think all of the designers put their heart in all their designs, and I think it shows.
They're all winners. The winning group. And please, I want to see more submissions next year. When you see the call, please apply. We want to see all your original designs.
So I'm Tabitha Hubble from Long Island Yarn and Farm, and this is Long Island Yarn and Farm booth at Vogue Knitting Live.
And I'm Kimberly McAlinden of Knit a Rainbow, and I'm the designer.
And check out this design. I mean, look at this embroidery. Hello. Beautiful.
And this one as well.
This is your work, right?
Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, so the significance with this is so as the shearer, These are locks from sheep that otherwise in yarn people maybe can't like always appreciate. And then this genius over here came up with the technique on how to actually knit with the locks. So for me now, this is otherwise fleece that I would have thrown out because it's just so much of it. Yeah, so now we're just going crazy with it.
And we put it on lots of different things. The lock technique it's a special way that knitters can connect with the animals that actually give them yarn, and they can learn a little bit about where their yarn is coming from without having to learn a new technique, right? Because you are knitting these actually in. You don't need any new skills. You don't have to be anything other than a knitter in order to do something like this. And so it's wonderful where the shearer and the designer and the actual beautiful animals that give us this wonderful fiber, we can connect them all together.
And it's been helping people to learn. Like most of the time people maybe don't even understand like the different breeds of sheep that are actually out there. So as part of the class that we do, I do the shepherding part, introducing people to the breeds. They can see pictures of the animals. They can learn about the different lock structure, the different colors of the locks. I mean, each one is so unique, even just based on the animal. And then they can, of course, transfer it into their knits with what she teaches them.
So what breed is this?
So this one actually happened to be, I did not shear this. This is Wensleydale that Kimberly happened to have in her stash. But more commonly, we will, we will work with. We'll work with we'll work with mostly Gotlands and Cotswolds is mostly what I work with. Yeah.
And they're raised here.
Well, all over. So essentially as a shearer, I have some of the breeds myself, but then I travel all over the East Coast and I shear for other people.
But they're in the States.
Oh, yeah, they're in the States.
They're in the United States.
Yeah. And then the neat thing is something like a Gotland, which nobody has ever heard of before. It's a primitive breed of sheep that dates back to the Vikings. And all of these breeds are also shorn twice a year. So you're getting more volume off of them. And again, traditionally as a yarn, it's a bit more rustic and maybe not as much appreciated. But having it in the natural form, it just one feels so fun and just really has given new life to it.
Okay, girl. All right, so this is the. So here we go. You're going to take the lock. And you're going to lay it over your working end of your yarn, and then half in the front, right? So then you're going to knit them together. And then take that lock from the back and bring it to the front. And that's it. So you will know that you're doing it right, and it locks it in. If none of the curly cues are, you just have the clips in the back, right? So if you have the curly cues in the back, you're going to know you have to bring it forward. And you can do it, any way you want.
So let's just take a quick little spin through the rest of the booth. Where on Long Island are you?
So we're located in a super small town called Yaphank. Usually I tell people it's about an hour. Well, I said you have to come to our shearing festival. So the first Sunday in June every year, we do a little shearing festival on our farm where you can see me shear an alpaca, a sheep, an Angora goat, and a llama. So you spend a couple of hours with me to be able to learn about the whole process and how each one is different. And then you also get to spend time on the farm and enjoy that too.
Okay.
So we'll come on in. Can we compete over that, or do you want to wait? Yeah.
Let's just look at the yarn.
Sure. Well, we can talk a little bit about it. We can stop. And what I love more than anything else is because of so many changes these days with mill production, so we keep everything local. So by local means it's in the U.S., meaning I used to mill a lot from Kansas. Now I'm working right now with an upstate New York mill called Batten Kill, but I'll also experiment and work with other mills just because each of them have a little bit of a different flair or maybe something different that they excel at. They all spin differently, so it's actually been a learning curve I didn't really want, but I'm getting it, and you have to appreciate the beauty and change, right? So that's the nice thing. I mean, my yarns themselves have changed a little bit as a result of that, but what it's forced me to do is to go into my stash. So I don't have a yarn stash, I have a fleece stash. So I literally have a cargo trailer full of fleeces, and it's really been fun to go back to that, to be able to go through all my fleeces, sorting them, skirting them, combining them together. It's a lot of time, but that's where most of our stuff is coming from now. So yeah. Now, of course, we don't have hot pink and green and multicolored sheep, but also what I will do is not everybody wants natural colored. I mean, as much as I want people to embrace the natural colors of the animals, I'll do dye collaborations. So, for instance, just looking here, my friend Stephanie from Asylum Fibers, who's also vending here, so she did this yarn here as well as this one here. The others, if it looks natural, it is natural. And then also the mill that I'm working with right now, they also can do some dyeing. So, I mean, regardless of the colors, the significance for me is that we can also introduce people to lots of varieties. My whole booth also is, though, a lifestyle brand. So what you're looking at now is, as somebody who breeds llamas, we are able to pool our fibers together to be able to make products to introduce to the community. So llama socks, literally, felted insoles. These gloves and these socks are all from that same Gotland sheep that we just talked about that gives us the locks. So these are animals that I'm shearing, and then we're able to turn them into finished products. Whether you knit or not, maybe you just don't want to knit socks all the time.
I've never knit a pair of socks.
I would never knit socks either. Everything is just a little bit of something based on what I like and what I enjoy and what I love. I mean, as a shearer, the roving is also a really big thing for me. So over here, obviously not everybody is involved in it, but so that's Gotland again, so now you're getting drawn to all the Gotland.
Well, it has an unusual texture.
And it has a really, really high luster. You can even, I'm sure, just with the light, you can see the shininess of it. But this is all what's called roving. So you either have to be a spinner or you would have to be a felter to be able to appreciate it. But again, it's, for me, my mission statement is to put a face with the fiber. So what I like is for people to understand where their yarns are coming from. So just by even touching and feeling this and seeing the names of the animals, seeing the different fibers, even if you're never going to use it, it just gives you a better appreciation for it.
I'd love to see a picture of each.
I only have one right now. Unfortunately, sometimes it's a matter of time, right? But so, for instance, this is Felicia.
Well, it's not sheep.
Well, that's llama. So the nice thing is, too, is not everybody, like alpaca is much more common, right? But not everybody can get their hands on llama as much. And good llama. So for me, as a breeder of llamas, we are breeding animals with a much, much finer fiber that commercially you can't find. So that's the other fun thing, too.
Tell me the micron count, because some people are nerdy and want to know that.
Absolutely. So that is going to vary. I mean, when you're looking at, for instance, like cashmere is usually like an 18, micron count. You're definitely higher than that. I mean, I don't measure all of my animals. I would say maybe it can be as much as like low 20s. So, I mean, if you put your hands on this, for instance, and then compared to this, so that's alpaca, that's llama. But most of the time, I feel like people think of llama as just very scratchy, very coarse. The trouble is there's just a lot of variety, that's all. And you just have to be able to get the nicest fleeces and put those together. So,
I think this is great.
We have a melody clip, and that counts the tens place. So this is showing 36. Does that make sense? And then when you get to that, when you get back to the chain, you move it to the next number. For things, right? So to join the ends of a cowl or to start a sweater. Most of the time you use a waste yarn, and then after you do that, you have to slip all your stitches back on the needles. So if you use knit extension cords as your waste yarn, you can slip them right back onto the needle when you're ready to use them. So they're already live, ready to go. You just slip them right back on instead of having to pick them all up and slip them. Make sense? Okay. All right, I think I have a few more minutes.
Shows as well as when we release duets, that the models are always in gowns. And that's my philosophy. It's like things that can be worn by different generations and for different occasions, things that are timeless. And that's what knitting is all about. And so we want people to understand that. It's not grandma with the cat and the ball of yarn, you know, it's not that. It is actually a very old art. It's over 1,000 years old. The KDW book #1, right? That's what we've used as a base, but the peacoat, it was supposed to be a knit along, which of course became a design along. Because anytime I'm on board, it's usually going to become a design along. And in 2021, in that Michelle Obama issue of Vogue Knitting, there was a write-up of this whole peacoat, KAL.
I want the audience to be inspired. Finding and looking at what is available with AI, that was the first sort of shot across the bow saying, let's move in a different direction. We see designs and we see a stamp for that time slot. It's our time now. So let us put our stamp on it and then we'll pass it on. And we'll keep this antique cloth making art alive.